All right. We don't get cash assistance. But you don't like your chicken crispy?
Wait, you think it tastes better in the oven?
Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Yeah. Dang, that's a lot of chicken.
It's 9:42.
Hmm?
Never mind. So I said in a lot. 446. 5 minutes.
Okie dokie. Pencil.
What?
Need a pencil.
Oh, how?
Look over there in that bucket. So no, I need pencil.
Yeah, I haven't been counting I think. Why is this even necessary?
Super duper. Okay, let's make this as painless as possible.
Take one.
Uh-huh. First question. Are you a purpose statement? What do you refer to in the statement?
I ain't talking about.
Well, what it proves, I believe it proves the oxidation professional field.
It proves that the purpose of the experiment was to provide scientific evidence of the impulsive and oxidation to the function.
When you're done, doctor, something like that.
Right here.
That's what's called medical stuff.
Okay.
Yeah. The problem you're trying to solve. First you said the problem you're trying to solve is your experiment.
The problem I'm trying to solve is that pennies keep getting dropped. Okay. You keep getting dirt, dirty and rough. That's the problem.
And how would you try to solve it?
I tried to solve it by mixing dirt and salt and really hard to do, and a lot of things went off the wall.
Yeah. I'm just in the area process. I'm just better than this.
They just like that. I see it in my kitchen.
I know that's not better.
I have to see it. What is that?
It's not really the problem.
It's a problem.
And then the problem is the other one.
I don't know what
That's not one bit. Really that time I know this bit. Okay, the purpose of this experiment is to find out how the oxidation of copper affects soil, affects copper pennies, affects copper. This is an example. This is an example of the purpose statement. The purpose of this experiment was to find out how the density of plant cover affects soil erosion. I became interested in this experiment when the hillside next to our yard began to erode. The information from this experiment will help people to determine how many plants they should plant on their yard hillside.
Start that first sentence again.
The purpose of this experiment was to find out how the density of plant cover affects soil erosion. So you're talking about...
The purpose of this experiment was to... Don't write. The purpose of this experiment was to see the reaction between copper oxide and vinegar and salt.
The oxides are the dirt on the outside of the penny, right?
I'm gonna Google it. I'm gonna Google what's the green stuff on the outside of it?
I think that... Okay, that's what happens after you expose the pennies to...
No, that already builds up over time, though.
So that was really the purpose, was to discover...
Yeah, that's true, that was.
How it made it green, because one of them turned green and one of them didn't.
Yeah, the purpose of my experiment was to discover how copper oxide is created on the outside of pennies.
How...
The purpose of
the copper oxide was the dirtiness of it, right?
Yeah. Well,
you removed it. The dirt was that the copper oxide?
Let me Google it. What is copper oxide?
How is copper affected? Basically the sodium chloride is what made it turn green.
Yeah, okay. Pennies get dull and dirty because the copper in the pennies reacts with oxygen in the air to form copper oxide. That's why they get dull and dirty.
So you were studying the ionic bonds between copper and sodium chloride.
Yes.
See how sodium chloride bonds with